Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Moa aka Swedish Whiskey Girl. And today I thought I'd do a little video on my favourite whiskey of 2020. And I'm still not sure about my decision. I am sure, but there's been a lot of good whiskey and I've been very fortunate to try a lot of them, and I hope I will be next year as well because I really enjoy doing this for you guys, so hopefully I'll be able to continue. That's my plan anyways, so we'll see what the new year brings. First of all, of course, Happy New Year's, and thank you to everyone who's been with me on this journey. I mean, this is the year that I started doing my YouTube videos, and I hope you guys have been enjoying them. It's great to see all the amazing support, so thank you so much for that. But yes, I have in front of me a little list of a lot of good whiskies that I've tried. And this year's been strange, and I'm sure everyone's had a really strange year. And I kinda can't remember pre-May. I don't really remember. I know I went to a few distilleries, went to Lindros Abbey, went to Blair Athol, but it feels like it's in another dimension. It's in another year, and I can't really remember it. So it's been a little bit tricky choosing the whiskey I have in front of me here, but I thought I'd just take you through a few highlights and then we'll present the one I've chosen. Because the way I've chosen this one is that it's a full-size bottle that I have at home. I had it at quite a special occasion with people that were amazing whiskey people, so it just meant a little bit extra to me. It's an interesting whiskey, and yes. But I mean, there's been so many others. One that immediately sprung to mind when I was thinking what's the best whiskey I've had this year was a Bunnahabhain 18 from a tasting we did it this summer for Cody's birthday, and that was really lovely balance, just super yummy whiskey. But I also just had it that one time, so it feels like it was like captured in this little moment, and I wish I could retry it. But then I was like, is that fair using that as the best whiskey of the year? And then was that the best whiskey of the year? And then I'm kind of don't trust my memory of it. But I mean, this has been a great whiskey year, and I've tried a lot of English whiskies this year, which I haven't done before. Everything I've tried from the Cotswolds have been surprising me, and it's wowed me every time, so I really look forward to trying more Cotswolds next year. I mean, the Spirit of Yorkshire, the Filey Bay whiskies have been great as well. And I mean, when we went to Blair Athol, we tried, actually I have it here, Johnny Walker's Song of Ice, which I was a little bit tempted to choose as my whiskey of the year, because I mean, I love a grain whiskey, and this tastes like a smooth, sweet grain whiskey. And I had it at that distillery at the Mash Tun Bar, which is an amazing experience with some really good friends. Another whiskey that is so simple, or not simple, but it's like a classic, and I feel like a lot of people don't really realise it's there or look past it because it's affordable, is this one, Cutty Sark Prohibition. I just had a resip of it because I couldn't decide. I was like, is it this one, is it this one? And this is just yummy. This is great. I mean, other whiskies that are quite classic but quite yummy, it's Islay Lindsay, which is a 10-year-old Islay from Atom Brands. I'm having a little look at my notes here. I mean, the Jura red wine, Teeling small batch, really yummy. I have a little sample here in front of me. I was also tempted to choose this one. The Starward Nova, I think it was, that was just so fruity, and I really want to try it again because I thought that was a great whiskey in my memory. Oh, and we had the other day at a Douglas Lane tasting this one. It's empty, so I think that shows how good it was. It's a 28-year-old single grain Scotch whisky from Strathclyde in their Old Particular range. And this was like so chocolatey and sweet and everything I want from a grain whisky. Stunning. I really hope there was more of it, but I think it's all sold out. And I mean, doing the whiskey calendar was great fun as well, and I had the James E. Pepper rye that was lovely, and I had the other Strathclyde as well, the 31-year-old, so it's difficult to choose. And I also think, because I was like, should I mention a Swedish whiskey? But I've not had that much Swedish whiskey this year. And then I think it was this year, I mean, 2020 has been a long year, that we went to High Coast tasting, and I tried High Coast Elv, which is a lovely whiskey. I really want to retry that next year as well. But to the star of the show, the one I have chosen as my favourite whiskey Do you know what? I would love for you to have a guess. Pause the video here, have a guess. What do you think my favourite whiskey of the year is? Please put it in the comments and then tell me if you were right or wrong, or I don't know, am I predictable? Am I not predictable? But you know how much I love a quirky whiskey, and I love an experience with people. And I had the pleasure of speaking to Scott and Graham Unson from Tomaten Distillery for his 30th anniversary. I'd never spoken to Graham before. He was such a lovely person to listen to for whiskey. I listen to a lot of tastings, and sometimes, I'm going to be honest, it can be a little bit boring because you listen to a lot of the same information. And for me, I know it's different for everyone. Some people love the facts and the numbers and the capacity and stuff like that. I like the quirky facts and the people and the stories. And he was just so good at just like incorporating really interesting words. I just wanted to sit and listen to him forever because it was, yeah, and he seemed like such a nice and friendly person as well. So sipping whiskey with them on a live stream. And then there was this whiskey that was quirky, fun, not overly woody, just a little bit different with a long finishing time. So the Tomaten 2006 UK exclusive Fino Sherry finish, which has been finished for several years in these Fino casks, is my whiskey of the year 2020. Apologies for not choosing something that's available worldwide or even outside of the UK, but this, because of the experience talking to people about whiskey, and I really, really miss talking to people and experiencing whiskey together, I thought this would be suiting. I am going to have a little dram of it, just to freshen up my memory of it. And I have a bottle of it at home. I can retry it whenever I want to, and I do retry it quite a lot. Because every time I try it, it's like, I'm excited. I try it and I'm like, ooh, it's this. And the Fino Sherry cask is something you see a lot of. So yeah. But I think for this year, for me it was between the Tomaten Fino, the Teeling Small Batch, the Johnny Walker Song of Ice, and looking at my list, what else? I mean, probably all of the ones on my list, but they were the ones that sprung to mind just because they've been associated with 2020 for me. And this just has a fresh note to it. It's not overly woody, but it has an oakiness. With one word, this whiskey is interesting, and the nose is there, the palate's there, the finish is there for me, and I think it's wonderful. I mean, I would of course love to hear what your favourite whiskey of 2020 is. I know it's a tricky choice, but if you had to pick just one, or maybe two, which ones would it be for you? I've been sitting here going back and forth, having a little sip of each and going, which one do I have to choose one, and can I just choose 10? Because there's also whiskies for every occasion, of course. Maybe one for a peated occasion, one for a sherried occasion, one for when you're happy, one for when you're just tired after a day's work, one for a special occasion. There's been a lot of super nice whiskies, which is a great thing because I think it's been one of the highlights of this year for me. It's fruity, but interesting fruits on the nose. So yeah, it's been a strange year, but I always try to be quite positive and look at things from a positive perspective because that's what makes me feel better as a person. And even though 2020 has been weird, I've had so many lovely experiences. I've met so many people online. I probably met a lot of you guys online as well. And through YouTube and Instagram, I just meet people every day, which is so exciting for me. And I really hope we'll have that next year as well. It's an opportunity to meet people you would have never met if it wasn't for that. So I guess I just want to say thank you for 2020. And I hope you're all having a lovely dram. Happy New Year's, and I can't wait to see you in the New Year's. We do have a special dram, I'm actually looking at it now, for the first dram of 2021. So happy New Year's, thank you for sharing this journey with me. Sláinte Skål.